Hey guys, it's Amy, and today I'm going to talk about something other than makeup. I'm going to talk about volunteering and volunteer experiences. And I think that people that make videos about makeup or about hair or about nails, I think there's a misperception that people that make these kind of videos are quite vapid or just very vain and shallow, and I think that that's totally not true. Obviously, I think that all making videos about makeup is a hobby, just like any other hobby, like reading or crafting or anything else you can think of. So one of the things I am passionate about is helping people. And that, of course, is why I'm a therapist and a social worker. But I want to talk specifically about being in college and spending terms abroad, because I did that twice. One term I spent in London, England, and that was just strictly taking classes and basically having fun touring London, and I have a friend that lives in London, and it was just a lot of fun. But then the college I went to for undergraduate school, you had to spend a semester in a developing country, and you basically could sort of choose where you wanted to go. Basically every semester you would have a choice of 5 places that the school was going to officially go. But then let's say you really wanted to go to Haiti and they weren't going to Haiti. The school would help you arrange to go all by yourself and have your own unique experience. So anyhow, I went to Indonesia, and part of the reason I chose Indonesia is because I knew nothing about Indonesia. I didn't even know, when I signed up, I didn't even know where it was. I had to legitimately look at a map. I knew it was on the other side of the world, but I didn't know. And it's a very distinct culture, very, very different from life in the U.S., and that's part of the reason that I thought it would be the most eye-opening experience. So let me check the time. Okay. So anyhow, I spent a term there, and what you would do is you would study language and culture, and then you would also do what was called a service assignment. And your service assignment, typically you would sort of relate it to your major. So I chose to work with orphaned girls, and it was very, very challenging emotionally. Basically, when I got to Indonesia, in the first couple weeks I got very sick. I had what was called dengue fever, and if you've had dengue fever or you know of it, you know that it's quite serious. And part of the problem was I was very, very stubborn, and I refused to go to the hospital when I should have. And so it got very, very bad, to where I was hallucinating and fainting, and eventually when I was put in the hospital, I was very, very sick. Actually, they told me, because I said, forget it, I'm just going to go home, and they said I wouldn't make the flight back, because the flight was approximately 32 hours with layovers and everything, so I was too sick to make that flight. So I was so set on going home. I just thought, oh my god, I made such a big mistake, I should have never come. So our group leaders had asked me if I would be willing to go and meet the orphaned girls that I was going to work with, and sort of explain to them that I was choosing to go home. Which, as soon as I met them, actually I didn't even meet all of them. So I had to take a bus part of the way, and then I had to walk through this little village community. And as I was walking, a little girl approached me and asked me if I was Amy, and there's not many Americans in this area, so it was pretty obvious that I was. and she led me by the hand to the orphanage, and as soon as I saw her, I knew I wasn't going home. I was going to stay and carry out my agreement, and so, yeah, like, I fell in love with those kids immediately, and it's very, very sad because many of them, unfortunately, become, there's just no really opportunities for them, and so prostitution is very, very common, as we all should know, in Southeast Asia, even amongst children. So these kids were lucky that they got to stay in the orphanage until 18, and then after that, it was sort of anyone's guess. And makes me sad to think about because I'm pretty sure I know what happened to them, and it bothers me. I can't keep in touch with them. I do keep in touch with my host family, though. But just emotionally, I can't keep in touch with the orphans because, I don't know, it's just too hard. So anyhow, that experience for sure solidified in my brain that I was in the right field, and that I knew I wanted to work with people the rest of my life, with children, and that I was very, very passionate about trafficking of girls and women. And yeah, I learned a lot. We lived in voluntary poverty, so the families that hosted us were very, very poor. I mean, we had dirt floors. But yet, like, my host mother was a professor in a college. But it was at the time, and this was in 1997, so it was a while ago, but they're just very, very poor. So anyway, I would totally, totally, totally recommend to you, younger people especially, to do something like this if your college has any kind of volunteer program like this where you could spend a term abroad, specifically in a developing country. I think the experience that you will gain from that is like nothing else. I mean, yeah, I can talk more about it in different videos, like about specifics. And after that, I did AmeriCorps, and I did Catholic Worker, and some other volunteer experiences in the States, which I'll talk about in other videos. But I just really recommend that people learn about and spend time with people without. The people that I met in Indonesia were the most loving, genuine people. You would meet someone and immediately they would like befriend you. And it wasn't because I was American or whatever. This was just the culture. They're extremely friendly. For example, like if you were to go to a restaurant alone, like let's say you're an Indonesian person and you just didn't have anyone to go to a restaurant with. When you got there, people would join you and they would like befriend you. It's just an amazing culture. And I wish that I had better health because I would like to go back. My host father passed away. I would love to see my host mother and my host siblings. But I have a lot of health concerns, which would make it, at this point, it's impossible. But maybe one day down the road I could go back. But anyway, I just really encourage you to, and you know what, if you don't have that opportunity, like maybe you can't go out of the country for whatever reason, volunteer, like do something special for someone else, even if it's very, very small, even if, you know, you have a neighbor who maybe is homebound, and maybe you offer to like get their groceries or something from time to time. I don't know. I just think that serving others can improve your life in unbelievable ways. So, anyway, sorry this is like kind of a rambly video. I should have had some sort of notes. But I can talk more about Indonesia. I can talk about AmeriCorps and what that process was like. And I can talk about other, like the Catholic worker or other volunteer things that I personally have been involved in. Presently, I'm really not involved too much in like official volunteering because of my work schedule, and like I said, I am battling a lot of health things right now, but like well, never mind. I was gonna say I do something, but it's very unofficial, and yeah, I don't want to talk about it in case the person sees it. So, okay, take care and enjoy your day. Bye.